The Sad Life of Prince William, son of Princess Diana. With Charles III proclaimed Britain's new king, Prince William, Duke of Cambridge, the late Queen's grandson and son of the new king, became the country's heir apparent. Prince William's life looks like it was taken from a book of short stories. He's a prince from the royal family, but royal life is not always as easy as many think. To be more clear, let us approach the tragic life of this young prince. Like the rest of the royal family, Prince William was sent to boarding school at a young age, and it was reportedly a difficult experience for him at first. He was sent to Ludgrove School when he was 8 years old, against the will of his mother, Princess Diana, who was hesitant to send him there. But Prince Charles, William's father, insisted on continuing the family's tradition of sending children to boarding school. The sources confirmed that William was feeling lonely and nostalgic for his family and his mother at that time, but he quickly got used to his new situation and became accustomed to being away from home, perhaps helped by his mother's regular correspondence with him. He was an ordinary child, not very different from his peers, and he had never thought that he would one day be king or heir to the throne. He dreamed of being a policeman or being able to take care of his mother, to whom he was very attached, but this attachment was somewhat shaken when Princess Diana confessed during her famous talk on the BBC about her infidelity to her husband, Prince Charles, and her relationship with James Hewitt, who was an army officer at that time. She not only broke all royal rules and customs with this confession, but she also left a deep wound in the soul of her son, Prince William. Reports say that he watched this interview that his mother gave to the BBC while he was at school, and that he kept crying a lot and was angry that he refused to talk to her when she called him to explain the matter to him. Things continued to escalate until they reached their climax a month after the broadcast of this television interview in 1995. Things became very tense between Prince Charles and Princess Diana, and Queen Elizabeth had no choice but to allow them to separate and then divorce, and indeed this happened in 1996. Of course, this had the most damaging effect on William, but the greatest tragedy for this young man was when he suddenly lost his mother, Princess Diana, when he was not yet 15 years old. He had not received enough tenderness and care from his mother, whom he adored and was deeply attached to despite everything. His mother died in a car accident in 1997, as everyone knows, and Prince William has felt his mother's absence deeply throughout his life. He often stated that he wished his mother would remain alive to advise him and enjoyed the company of his wife and children, but what's done is done. After the death of his mother, Prince Charles, William's father, married Camilla Parker in 1999, and it was difficult for William and his brother at first to accept the idea of another woman replacing their mother, but things improved a lot later. At the undergraduate level, William attended the University of St Andrews in Scotland to study art history without the slightest choice. His grandmother also set some strict rules that he had to abide by, such as the prohibition of smoking, moderation in drinking and drug prevention, as well as not going out or dating in public places. There was a heavy police guard following him and accompanying him wherever he went. He was also not allowed to speak or engage in discussions with his classmates. He was certainly not allowed to speak much to newspapers and the media, and he was required to be very careful in all his actions, relations, and statements. Despite all the restrictions that were imposed on this young man, who never chose that life, he once felt romantic and even lived a love story that met many difficulties with a girl named Kate Middleton. Their stories topped the newspapers from 2007 until they got married. Prince William spent several years in the army that affected the rest of his life, as he joined the Royal Air Force and the Royal Navy, to gain experience in the main branches of the army, and participated in more than 150 military operations. He also worked as an ambulance pilot and talked a lot about how difficult that task was, and how he used to see things filled with pain and sadness. Many of his initiatives, particularly in the field of health, were motivated by his military experience. But it seems that things do not always go well. After years of a quiet and happy marriage between William and Kate, many scandals have been raised about William and his affair with family friend Rose Hunbury, who was present at his wedding to Kate in 2011. Prince William has been accused of cheating on his wife with her best friend, and the Daily Sun has revealed Prince William's failure to reconcile with Kate over her best friend. To make matters worse, a journalist suggested that the fractured relationship between Prince William and his brother Harry was due to the latter's knowledge of this relationship, and not because of Meghan Markle's disagreement with his wife Kate Middleton. However, William and Kate decided to ignore the rumors, and he and his wife decided to take all legal measures against their promoters. But the rumors did not stop at a certain point, as Harry and Meghan's relationship sparked widespread controversy and dissatisfaction among members of the royal family, not just William. All these things that William suffered throughout his life were not a patron saint for him when this dreaded epidemic that afflicted the whole world came. William was infected with COVID-19 in November of 2020. Reports confirmed that his infection came days after the infection of his father, Prince Charles, but he recovered later to continue his journey in life, which does not seem as happy as many imagine. Then a problem occurred between him and his uncle Prince Andrew during the Platinum Jubilee celebrations, when Prince William issued a stern warning to Queen Elizabeth. Prince Andrew, the youngest of Elizabeth's children, caused a crisis after trying to take advantage of this great event to return to royal life and get rid of the sexual abuse scandal against a minor, for which he was punished and stripped of his titles. But his attempts to return collided with Prince William's. In those celebrations, British newspapers reported Prince William's warning to the Queen by saying either me or my uncle, in a categorical rejection of Prince Andrew's attempts to return, for fear of an angry reaction in the audience, and threatened to withdraw if his uncle participated in the royal march. So, do you think that the lives of kings are easy despite all the difficulties they face, the ambushes that lie in wait for them from every side, the complex relationships, and the pressure of the press on them? Or are kings always above the level of suspicion, enjoying an immunity that makes them impervious to fear, tension, and grief?
And if you are enjoying this video, then hitting the like button will be spectacular.